You're listening to the Online Business Blueprint. I'm John Stange, and it's great to be with you as always because here we talk about building and growing and monetizing your online platform. We talk about taking your passion, turning it into a platform so that you can earn a paycheck. And this week, we're going to be talking about online courses. Specifically, I'm going to walk you through several reasons that I think you should create a free online course. Before we delve even further into this topic, I just want to remind you to stop over at platformlaunchers.com. That is the sponsor of our podcast. That is the online platform that I lead, and you will find a whole bunch of helpful things over there to build your online business, to build your online platform. Really happy to share those things with you. I'll let that be a little bit mysterious. If you haven't gone to the website, stop over there. You'll see all the stuff that we have over there for you that'll give you good ideas, good strategies, a good toolkit, all of the above, and even a good community if you choose to accept the challenge to be part of the community. Platformlaunchers.com. Check it out. Anyway, this week we're talking about why you should create a free online course. Let's chat about that. So, not long ago, I was actually listening to a podcast for online content creators. I listened to several different shows that follow, at least loosely, that kind of format, talking about online business, online content creators. There's a variety of shows where people are doing that. And the host was actually talking about some of his successes and some of his failures in online business. But overall, things have definitely gone well for him. Seven-figure earner when it comes to the online business world. So I was certainly curious about his content. Earns a healthy income from the work that he's still doing online, but he's had to change his approach over time. And I'm purposely being anonymous here because I'm going to say a few things. I'm going to make some commentary about this one particular content creator. But one of the changes that he said that he made as I was listening to this particular gentleman's podcast, he said he made a change where he moved away from teaching live to creating online courses. And I was kind of curious about that because I really enjoy teaching live. And he said he stopped doing that. He kind of got away from that. And I actually got the impression after listening to him talk for a little bit that he may have been a little bit burned out on working with people directly. And he was starting to take a different approach. And maybe if you're someone who works with people directly, maybe from time to time you've started to feel burned out. Kind of got the impression that this particular content creator was starting to feel burned out. So he said, you know what? Make a different approach here and take a different approach. And that's what he's been doing. Now, personally, I like taking an all of the above strategy when it comes to offering online content. But it's interesting to hear the answers that I get when I ask others. If you could do what this particular content creator that I was just describing, if you could do what he's doing, and if you could make essentially 100% of your income from selling online courses, would that appeal to you? Sometimes I ask people that question regarding coaching too. If you can make 100% of your online or 100% of your income from offering online coaching, would that appeal to you? Well, I'll ask that this week with the question, if you could earn 100% of your income from selling online courses, would you find that appealing? And for various reasons, many people find that highly appealing. Maybe if you're listening to me right now on YouTube or listening via the podcast, you would find that highly appealing. If you could make 100% of your income from selling online courses, maybe that would sound exactly right. Maybe that idea really appeals to you. Or maybe you're just looking to make courses part of what you're doing online. Either way, whether you'd like to sell courses or not, I'd like to make a suggestion. I would like to suggest that you seriously consider creating a course or even more than than one course that you could offer to your audience for free, that you don't put a price tag on, that you completely and generously just offer it for free. At present, I offer free courses in both of my online platforms. If you go to platformlaunchers.com, you could take the launch plan course for free. Now, if you went to the university page on my website, you'd look at it and you'd say, no, wait a second, that's not free. That costs a couple $100 to take. Well, that's true. But if you join the membership and take the free trial for 2 weeks, you get that course for free. And so I'd encourage you, check it out. Even if you don't plan on being a long-term member, give it a shot. See what you think. You could get the launch plan course that'll show you the blueprint for building, growing, and monetizing your online platform, how to create the foundation of that. You can take that course absolutely free. And that's over at platformlaunchers.com. So I believe in practicing what I'm preaching here. I'm telling you to create free online courses. I certainly do that, but I actually do that in both of my online platforms. I have my business-based platform, I have my faith-based platform, and I offer free course options in both platforms. And the core reason I'm doing that is actually because I believe in practicing generosity. But there are some secondary reasons for doing that as well. And I want to walk you through them. I actually have 6 of them. And I'm going to walk you through these things relatively quickly, but I hope that you'll find them beneficial. And I hope that if I do my job here, that I will succeed at convincing you to create a free online course. So 6 reasons why I think you ought to do that. Number 1 on the list is this: free courses are very effective when it comes to demonstrating the value you offer. So, one of my favorite secondary benefits of a free course is that, like I just said, that it can demonstrate or introduce to new people the kind of value that you are specifically able to offer. When people take your free online courses, what they're going to do is they're going to hear your voice as you teach, and they're going to experience your personality in new ways. Even if they're familiar with some of the other forms of content you create, through your course, they're going to experience your personality in at least 1 or 2 new ways. They're also going to experience benefits from your wisdom. As your wisdom benefits them, they're going to implement these ideas, things that they learn from you. They're going to implement those things in what they're trying to build. And when people start associating the content you create with genuine value, your authority in your particular space or with your particular subject matter, it's going to noticeably grow. So my first reason why I think you specifically ought to create a free online course is that free courses, they demonstrate the value you offer. You're giving people the opportunity to see how you create valuable content. You're demonstrating that value to the people who take advantage of your free course. So that's number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list is this: free courses are easier to share on social media than lots of other things that we might be tempted to share. Now, one of the biggest mistakes that I see people making via their personal social media accounts, and in many cases, this can be a huge mistake, but I see people making the mistake of attempting to sell products and services to their friends and family on their personal social media accounts. And I see some people do that over and over and over again. And for most people, their biggest social media audience are people who know them well, typically from other contexts of life. So it's possible that some of those people may become your clients, but most of them will not. They're people that are your friends and your family, your neighbors, people that you interact with in other spheres of your day-to-day living. And I think it's almost always a mistake to attempt to sell to that group of people over and over and over. But I see people do that all the time. They don't differentiate between their friends and their family or, and clients that they might have the opportunity to serve. And their friends and family who may not even be interested in their subject are being bombarded with their offers over and over and over again. But if you have a free course, something you're not even selling, a free course, something you've put together that offers to meet a need or benefit people in a particular way, the people that you're closest with are probably going to be much less annoyed when you occasionally share about your free course. Now, if you overshare it, yes, that would be annoying. But if you just regularly point it out, let people know that it's available, you're probably going to discover some goodwill from your friends and family who tend to be probably the majority of your social media following. And many of them, it wouldn't surprise me if many of them, or at least some of them, would be willing to share your free course with others. I've had that experience many times where if, I use my social media not to sell, I'll share things that are free. I'll interact with people that I know. And when I share something that's free because of the established relationships that I've built by not selling to that audience, people oftentimes will then share what I'm creating, and they'll pass it along to others. When I have free book giveaways, people share them. When I have free course giveaways, when I have other free giveaways, people tend to share them. This is where your friendships and the trust that you've built with your friends and family over the years can really become a huge help to you and a huge help to your business that you're trying to build, because they're going to generously share as you generously have shared. Now, if someone doesn't know you well and they hear about the course that you're offering, a free course can help them get to know you. And then as people get to know you, maybe then they become clients of some of your paid offerings. But you've got to get some of this free, like free content out there that demonstrates your authority. And you can use your social media to share this freely. It's much easier to share a free course on social media than it is to share something that's paid, because most of the audience that you have on your social media, if you're like most people, is going to be friends and family, and they probably don't want you to be constantly selling to them. But giving them something free is going to be received much differently. All right, number 3 on my list is this. Third reason why I think that you should consider putting together a course that you offer for free is that free courses are indeed very effective tools for building an email list. Most successful online entrepreneurs will tell you that their email list is indeed the profit center of their business. And many people don't realize that, but the email list is really where, a profitable business seems to get built. And if you take the time to grow a healthy and active email list, you're going to very well likely make more sales, because you're going to have direct access to the people who appreciate what you do and trust you enough to allow you to show up in their inbox each week. And free courses are very effective ways for building that email list. One of the most effective ways that I have been able to grow my email lists on both of my platforms has, like I said, been built through free courses. In fact, I actually think that it's probably pretty accurate to say that at this point now, that very well may be the most effective way that I've built my lists. I give away free courses on both of my platforms, and in both cases, that results in regular, if not daily, email signups. Most of the time, it's a daily thing. It's very rare that people aren't downloading my free content and signing up for my email list, and allows me to connect with people in a much deeper way beyond that. But the first thing, it's like I'm taking the first step of offering value, and it's a very effective way to build trust and allow people to then become part of your email list, and then you have the opportunity to work with them hopefully further once you've demonstrated the value that you're able to offer. All right, that was number 3. Number 4 on my list of reasons why you ought to create a free course that you just give away is that free courses can actually contribute and lead to more coaching opportunities. Just before we went live here with the podcast, we were talking with our members club, and several people in our members club have been taking on new clients in a variety of realms, including coaching. And we were celebrating some wins in the group related to coaching opportunities. And because courses have a way of building trust, and because courses have a way of building authority and familiarity, they also have the capacity to lead to additional coaching opportunities. I get very excited about that personally, and I hope you do as well. People want to hear from and be guided by voices they trust and voices that they have learned from in the past. Coaching can become a huge part of your online business. For many online entrepreneurs, it's their major source of revenue and the steadiest form of recurring income that they earn. And when you offer free courses, that's basically a way that you can introduce people to the way you teach and what your personality is like and the kind of value that you offer. And so free courses very naturally tend to lead into more coaching opportunities, paid coaching opportunities. We were just celebrating with one of our members. She's getting paid $150 per hour for her coaching. I know others that charge different amounts on the spectrum. I don't know what you would like to get paid for coaching. Some people charge as little as $50 an hour. Some people 150, 250. I know somebody that charges $2,500 an hour for coaching. So it's really all over the place, but free courses can lead to more coaching opportunities. I'd encourage you to look into that. Number 5 on my list is this. Free courses can also lead to more speaking opportunities. Now, if speaking is something that you enjoy, and I have to say, personally speaking, I do enjoy public speaking. a free course can be a helpful thing to have in your portfolio when you're establishing relationships with new clients and new organizations. It's a unique context where they have the opportunity to get a good glimpse of the work that you do, and they can determine whether or not your content would be the right fit for their audience. And I find this particularly helpful if you're looking to do more interactive workshops. When people view your free online courses, they're basically getting a preview of what it would be like to bring you on to do a workshop, a teaching session for their group. And so what I've discovered is that free courses can oftentimes lead to more speaking opportunities. So again, file that away in your thinking. But I have one final reason that I think you ought to create a free online course, and that's this. This is number 6 on my list, and it's this: free courses are great products to offer when you're doing interviews. Let me explain what I mean by this. When I'm a guest on a podcast or on a radio show or an online summit, I like to have something ready that I can freely offer the listening audience at the end of the interview. I think it's always nice at the end of an interview to be able to offer something that you can just give away for free, because inevitably what ends up happening is the host is going to give you an opportunity to maybe share about your website or other ways that people can connect with you once the interview concludes. And so that's a customary way for people to close out a podcast or an interview or a summit or anything like that. And I think, wouldn't it be nice to make a permanent connection with those who are listening to you in that moment by inviting them into your overall online ecosystem? And the perceived value of a course is higher than many other digitally deliverable items. Online courses typically cost hundreds of dollars. I do have some courses that are as low as $49, but most of the courses that I offer cost hundreds of dollars. So when you have something that typically costs hundreds of dollars, if you're willing to offer something like that for free, the likelihood of developing a long-term relationship with those who are listening to you speak, the likelihood of developing that relationship grows. It increases because you're saying, listen, for a limited amount of time, or for just, for listeners of this audience or whatever it may be, listeners of this show, if you go to my website, you can download this course for free. It's going to be free for the next 48 hours. I'd love to be able to offer it to you, or whatever it may be. Or you could just say it's permanently free. Anything like that. It can be a way that people utilize the course, develop a relationship with you, end up accessing your whole ecosystem of content, becoming part of your email list, all of that. But I just find that free courses are great products to offer when you're doing interviews for podcasts, radio shows, and online summits. A little over a year ago, I gave an expensive course away for free to those who listened to an interview that I did for an online summit. And I have to say, like, a lot of people, hundreds of people took advantage of that very, very quickly, if I remember correctly. It was definitely over 100, and it might have been several hundred that took advantage of that right away. And I thought that was really cool to be able to offer that to people and develop relationships with the people that I was serving through an online summit or through interviews or anything like that. So it's kind of nice to have a valuable freebie like that you could give away when you're doing interviews. So let's wrap this up. With all this in mind, I just want to encourage you to maybe brainstorm a few ideas for free courses that you could offer to your audience, because offering something like that without charge, it might be, first of all, a huge benefit for those that you're trying to serve, but I think it can also be a benefit to your online platform as well, because it builds your authority, it builds trust, it helps you reach new clients. Again, 6 good reasons to offer a free online course, a free online course that demonstrates the value you offer. They are easier to share on social media. They are effective tools for building an email list. They can lead to more coaching opportunities. They could lead to more speaking opportunities. They are great products to be able to offer for free when you're doing various online interviews or summits or radio shows, anything like that. They could be extremely valuable and helpful for the audience that you're serving. But again, they benefit your online ecosystem as well, because they are relationship builders. They are trust builders. They are authority builders. So that's my pitch. Did it convince you to start and create and build and give away for free an online course? I hope that they did. I utilize that approach. I do it all the time. It's one of the most effective ways that I'm able to build relationships with new people by basically serving them for free and demonstrating the ways that I have the opportunity to help them. And it really does build trust. I think it builds trust for me, but I also think it's going to build trust for you. And I hope that you'll consider it. So that's it for us this week. Like I said at the start, be sure to stop over at platformlaunchers.com. We have a whole bunch of things over there to benefit you. But the thing I'm going to highlight this week is our launch plan course. You could buy the course if you want. It'll cost just under $300 if you want to buy it outright. I'm certainly happy to sell it to you if that's something that you'd like to buy. And the truth is, even at $300, it's quite the bargain with the knowledge that you'll get. But here's the thing. You'd have the course for free. Just take our members club for a test drive for the next 2 weeks, and you can have the launch plan course for free inside the members club. And whether or not you stay around or not, that's something that is yours for free to utilize, and we're happy to share it with you. So check it out. It's at platformlaunchers.com. If you have any questions, send me an email, john@platformlaunchers.com. I'd love to hear from you. But again, that's it for us this week. Thanks again for tuning in. Always grateful to have you with us each and every week right here on the Online Business Blueprint. And we look forward to catching up with you again right here next time. Take care.